I will gladly give my next 15 minutes to this shit here because I know 14 minutes of it is going to be pure unadulterated mess, and that last minute is probably going to be a goddamn fight. I am just as here for this shit. So goddamn here for it. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. Come on up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie? Welcome, guys. Thank you so much for clicking on the video. Now, listen here. The next 15, this is season 1, episode 1. Lord knows I don't know that we'll actually get a season 2 of this shit, but what else are you gonna have but some goddamn mess? You got Carlos King's little short ass that came in and then got paired up with Claudia Jordan, the queen of mess. She was messy right in the beginning when they were explaining what it is they try to do. They're going to try to put together this whole panel show of reality stars. And right out the gate, Claudia threw some shade at The View because that's just her. She messy. Right in the beginning, she's explaining, she's always saying, they viewed me wrong. On the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I'm not messy, girl. Your ass is messy. You're messy. I mean, is it good? Is it bad? It is what it is. Bitch, you make good TV because you're fucking messy. You're messy as hell. And that's it. So we got Claudia Jordan, Laura Govan, Jennifer Williams. You have Karamo or Karamo. I think it's Karamo is the little child's name. And I don't even really remember him all that much. His face looks very familiar, but I don't really remember because I wasn't really watching this show all like that. Whatever, we see he messy as fuck right in the beginning. Benzino, and then, unbeknownst to any of them, they threw that goddamn New York on top of all the bullshit. So let's just go through this. Here's the people. Okay, so we got Claudia Jordan. Claudia Jordan, you guys know her from Real Housewives of Atlanta. She was, coming for Nene and just messy. She was messy, but that was the one thing that everybody remembers with Claudia. Claudia was the one that was willing to go toe to toe, blow to blow with that goddamn Nene. So that's Claudia Jordan, but she's done so much more than that. She's a comedian and she was a model and all of this. So that's Claudia. And she's shady as fuck. Don't forget that. Shady and she messy. Okay? So she makes good TV. Carlos King, Carlos King has been executive producer on Real Housewives of Atlanta, Hollywood Divas, and that's selling it in the ATL. So mess is what he does best. Um, yeah, messy queen, fun, and makes good TV. He makes good TV, and then when he gets his ass on TV, he good messy too. So, yeah. So that's it. So them two have come up with this joint venture to actually put these older, some of them are older, some of them are pretty current reality stars together to do this show, which is a panel similar to The View, okay, if you will. Now, I'm going to just say this right out the bat about Claudia. Claudia looks good on here. Because sometimes when she's on Real Housewives of Atlanta, she would be a little raggedy at times. On here, it was her, I guess part of this is her brainchild. Bitch, you doing exactly what you're supposed to do because I was waiting. You better not be raggedy, bitch. You better be looking decent. In her confessionals, the bitch got this orange jumpsuit on, smoking. Her hair is actually good, so far. Yeah, Claudia was pretty snatched together on this first episode. So I'm expecting to see her be this way. If this is your show, bitch, you better keep it together. So that's what I'm expecting to see from her. But she looked good. So that's that. Now we got Jennifer Williams. You all remember Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives, and I think they were in Miami when she was on. Child, Jennifer was known for kind of being in the shadow of, I think it was Evelyn. She was always running around behind all the time. But the thing that everybody remembers her from is when her shit the ugly ex-husband that threw that motherfucking drink in her face so hard. That was horrible. And I don't even watch the Basketball Wives, but I did see that episode. He threw that drink in her face so goddamn hard that her goddamn eyelashes flipped back. I said, child, so that's what everybody remembers Jennifer for. And she was kind of quiet. So we got her. She's gonna be on there now. She's co-hosting a show of her own called Just Saying. I don't even know where that motherfucker come on, but whatever. That's what she's doing. Next we got Laura Govan. Laura was actually on Basketball Wives as well. Her and her sister. Laura it was in the midst of some messy shit. There was some messy shit that went on with her and her ex. You know, she has a bunch of kids and she went through a really bad breakup with her ex right on basically on screen. This stuff was going on. But she's old sharp bitch. Old sharp bitch. So yeah, Claudia, bitch, you better keep your game on, because that motherfucking Laura is going to be snatched and going to be thoroughly together. She's old sharp bitch. So we'll be watching for her. I'll be definitely watching for her fashions, because child, anytime you pull her up, if you see her on shit, if you Google her, the bitch is always sharp. That's just what she does. Okay, so then we got this Karamo or Karamo. I think it's Karamo. But he kind of cute little guy, Karamo Brown. He was from the Real World Philadelphia, so that's been a long time ago. I didn't too much really do the Real World all like that, but he looks real familiar. But I can't really tell you a whole bunch about him. But he looks familiar. Okay, he's openly gay, and well, child, you couldn't miss that, because he was cutting a fool. Right away, we see him and Claudia are cool. He's shady as a motherfucker, and his tongue is just as sharp, and he don't mind reading a bitch. So he's real quick with that lip. I said, "Oh, miss, honey, I'm looking at you, honey. He gonna be a mess. I really do believe he's gonna be a mess." And they got him in confessionals, and he is just carrying on. I said, "Oh God, he's gonna hurt some folks' feelings." But he's the host of a TV show called TVT. I don't know where that motherfucker come on at either. But anyway, he has an 18-year-old son named Jason that he kind of let out that he literally was gone, and then he came home and had papers from Family Division saying he owed back child support. Child didn't even know he had a child. Mess. So I'm sure he's going to be interesting. But he was saying that he had a lot of things where he was being accused of being racist because he was outspoken with the Caucasian folk on the Real World. So I could see where that would happen if he wasn't quiet and he would call them on their bullshit. So he ended up, people would say that he was shady. Now Jennifer and Claudia got a little thing going on already because they don't like each other and don't even know each other. Okay. Jennifer's actually dating, I guess, allegedly, dating Claudia's ex. So there's some bad blood there already. Fucking Claudia didn't even want Jennifer on the show. Carlos King wanted Jennifer on the show. And already, Karamo and Claudia were reading the whole episode that Charlie just read Jennifer read her. He hadn't even met her. He hadn't even met her, child. He reading down. So it is what it is. So that's going to be interesting. But we saw in the beginning, somewhere down the line, there's going to be a little bang bang mashup with Jennifer and Claudia. And one thing that we're actually getting to see, Jennifer was always kind of a pushover on Basketball Wives. She stood right up in Claudia's face and called her a couple of bitches just like it wasn't shit. I said, yes, Jennifer, bitch. I guess you got tired of that dumb shit. You know, I know it. Well, you know, After a while, you don't just let bitches just keep talking to you any old kind of way. So good for you, Jennifer, bitch. You know, drinks thrown in your face, bitches jumping all up at you. It's about time you stand up for yourself. So that's cool. Okay, then we got old goddamn no neck ass Benzino from Love and Hip Hop, and he has um he's part owner of that damn Hip Hop Weekly. Yeah, okay. So we got Benzino. Then Benzino's got a whole thing going on. Althea's pregnant while they were filming. Althea was pregnant and all that. And he was asking all these dumbass questions about the delivery. Like, well, when, like she could literally pinpoint down when her water was going to break. What, Benzino, I want you to stop. I want you to stand up straight, pull your neck up out of your goddamn chest, and stop your fucking playing. Just goofy. But anyway, he got his old funny looking ass on there too. So we got them. And then, now none of them actually know it until later, like the end of the episode, that goddamn troublemaking ass, blow up titty fucking doll, that goddamn New York, is actually thrown into the mix. Because again, no matter how much you love to hate her, we always want to see the bitch and see what she's doing. New York. And you remember her from The Flavor of Love and I Love New York and all that. She'll tell you herself. She can give you a chance to give her a compliment. She's the queen of reality TV. She was the first girl that we all loved to hate, and then the Nenes of the world came around. But New York pretty much did start this thing. So you got to give her props for that. But bitch, sometimes let somebody else give you a compliment. Calm down somewhere. Sit your ugly ass down and chill out. She come on talking shit and being shady, call people in the little these beige basic bitches, and just kept talking about the other folks like they wasn't shit. And when they actually sat down with her to they had a little scene where they sat down with her to tell her what the whole plan was for the show. Child, of course you know that part. It was very scripted. It was very scripted. And it just reminded me how bad of an actress this bitch really was. She was so fucking ridiculous. And that's her. That's the thing about New York. You love how ridiculous she is. And the fact that I don't know if she really realizes that she's ridiculous. Bitch, you're ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And after all these years, I don't think she gets it. I think she still doesn't believe that she's ridiculous. Anyway. Okay, so, all right. So we got all that going on. Then we got a scene we see Jennifer as she's meeting up with Al, Star Jones's ex. Jennifer then took a shade at his ass, and her confession, she don't know whether or not he's gay. Don't you? Don't you? But they're going to turn around and say, well, we were in West Hollywood, and there were colored flags all over the place. I want you to quit playing. Everybody know Al is a little light in the loafers, child, whether he tells us he is or not. Allegedly. Fuck him, honey. Fuck him. He just as gay as I am. Fuck that motherfucker. But anyway, you tell anybody anything he want, honey. I know a faggot when I see one, honey. Anyhow. Oh, and Jennifer had this little dog. She's running around. She got that dog all dressed up. Girl, I don't care what you put on that dog. That dog is ugly as a motherfucker. Looked like a little rat. It was horrible. But anyway, her and Al sat there and she just shaded. Child called Claudia a slut and carried on and went on and said that something about Claudia did all this and slept with all these people and had nothing to show for it all. I was like, girl, what is the problem with you and Claudia? So, again, other than the man, I mean, you're fucking the man now, so what's the issue? But whatever. And then Claudia led on and said the man, the dick wasn't no good anyway, so I don't know what either one of the bitches is arguing about. Who gives a fuck? But anyhow, but them two are shading each other big time. When you got Karamo and Claudia, they keep talking about how dumb goddamn Jennifer is and that she don't have an opinion about anything and is she just going to sit around? And then, Jennifer goes on with how slutty that Claudia is. I don't know. I don't know about all this stuff about Claudia being a slut. I don't know. I wasn't with the bitch. I wasn't holding her legs open, and I ain't clicked the light on and off. But I'm telling you, I swear I got lesbian tease from Claudia anyway. When she was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I was convinced that she was a goddamn carpet muncher. So I don't know where she's doing all this slutting at, but whatever. However, bitch looked nice on this show though, but whatever, girl, I don't care. That's on her. Okay, so they get everybody together for their first meeting. So we got right in the beginning, Claudia's there first. She had this really cute black, it's a gown is what it was. It was a black gown. Her hair was straight. She was clean. Only thing I was like, damn, like it was giving me too much. Like it wasn't closed. It was like a tuxedo type of dress type thing going on with a real low décolleté. But it was slit all the way up. It was slit up too high, but it was real sharp. But it was just a little too revealing. But for what they were doing, it was overdressed. I was like, okay, girl, whatever. But she came in. Jennifer came in with a cute black jumpsuit because her Karamo was. They kept talking about how Jennifer was always wearing summer dresses in the wintertime. She had a cute black jumpsuit on, so they couldn't even come for her. Black jumpsuit with décolleté was cute. They couldn't even come for Jennifer, and her hair was nice too. But them two came in. These two fake bitches. They hey girl, how are you? Oh honey, had never even met, but been just shading each other the whole time. But they hugged like they were so glad to meet each other. I said, these two fake whores. It was a mess. I was like, okay. So they got in there. The rest of them actually show up. Downstairs, you got New York's ass. New York ain't come up. Nobody knows that she's coming, so she's downstairs. She has this gown on, like the middle of the morning. This bitch is in a gown and all this, and they tell her, "Girl, you can't even wear that because it's this kind of floral swirl print in black and white." And of course, that's not going to work real well with cameras. It's just going to be given too much, and it's going to be blurring. She fussing. I said, "Girl, you really think you are Elizabeth Taylor, honey?" She was just carrying on. I said, "Girl, shut up, honey." She's getting on my nerves. About 10 minutes in, I was like, "Bitch, if you don't shut up, honey, I'm going to throw something at the TV." So she's right on doing what it is that she does. So they're up there, and they're all up there saying, "There's another seat. So who's coming?" Because they know Carlos's messy, queenly ass. They like, we know you, bitch. You got some shit up your sleeve. Somebody else is coming. But they get past all that real fast because they start talking about what they're going to do today. They're going to do a two-sided mirror, a two-way mirror. And they're going to be sitting on the opposite side. And they're going to have a focus group. And the focus group is going to talk about them and what their thoughts are on them and their characters and the shows that they've seen them in and all of that. And they were going to get to actually see it. Child, they went ahead and they put these people in there. Well, they put them all behind the glass. When they get behind the glass, they was reading the motherfucking people as they was coming in. Reading them. Like, look at these motherfuckers. And they was some interesting. Some of them was pretty interesting. The Jasmine, I think it was the Jasmine brand. I think Jasmine was actually in there. And she was real cool. She played it cool. She didn't talk bad about nobody really or anything like that. So she didn't have to eat shit up later. She's real professional about her shit. Now I'm gonna tell you from the door. There was this bitch with blue hair that was cutting a fool, and there was this bitch, this raggedy bitch with some fucking twists or looked like some fake ass dreads, and the bitch, she looked like she needed a bath her goddamn self. She was just as outspoken and opinionated as hell. I said, the two worst looking bitches in the room had the most things that were negative to say about people. But anyway, so they get them in there and they get started. So they're sitting there and they're like, oh God, what is going to be said? Because you're going to sit there and listen live while somebody talks shit about you, basically. So Claudia, right away, they got to talk because he had like a little screen and he showed a picture of him. They just broke out, started saying Claudia looked like a drag queen. I said, they just full of shit. They was just being hateful because the motherfucking promo shot that they put up there, Claudia, the bitch was snatched. Do you hear me? She was snatched. You couldn't get it. It was flawless. It really was. And y'all know, if you seen any of my reviews for when Claudia was on The Real Housewives, I gave her a hard time the whole time. She's not one of my favorite folk. She good for TV because she messy. But you couldn't get it. Like, honestly, seriously. I don't just throw compliments around. That bitch's promo was everything. And they really tried to let her have it. I was like, they're trying it. You kept calling her a drag queen and stuff like that. Karamo, Sade gave him very much of what I gave, honey. Yeah, okay. All right. And then even when Carlos went to say, like, when he was on TV, shit, Carlos didn't remember either. So that's basically really the consensus about Karamo. Or Karamo. That's it. Karamo. Chop. Whatever. He's going to have to do something on here to make me remember him because don't nobody remember that motherfucker. But anyway. Yeah. Mm, okay. All right. I think he's pretty popular on Snapchat or Instagram or something like that now because I hear he takes his clothes off a lot, but I don't need to see him. But he ain't bad looking. He cute, but I don't want to see her. Child. Anyway, moving on. Benzino. Child, they attacked Benzino's looks right away, honey. They went right for it, honey. No neck, ass, short built to the ground. Yeah, they gave it to him. Just, I said, I couldn't even come to his rescue because all the shit that I say about him. Fucking looking motherfucker. But anyway, Jennifer, they talked about her contacts. What is the deal with people with color contacts? Like, if people want to wear color contacts, I don't understand what the big deal is. I mean, whatever. But they came for her color contacts, called them Dusty, and talked about how, she was a pushover and everything like that. Then they went with Laura. Now they kind of liked, for the most part, they liked Laura, but that old raggedy bitch talked about Laura's weight loss and weight gain. She talked about her having babies out of wedlock and all of this kind of carrying on. I was like, this raggedy bitch. So anyway, then they bring them out into the room. Now keep in mind, while they were behind the glass, that motherfucking Claudia, Claudia ain't gonna keep her mouth shut. Claudia, the bitch with the blue hair, Claudia read that bitch dust. She was like, oh, Miss Meth sure does have a lot to say. She look like a Methodist queen. And she did. Then she's gonna say, she said she's giving me struggle and broken dreams and lies tease, honey. I said, oh, she did. She let her ass have it. But when they came out and came into the other room, child, you should see these folks' faces. I said, dear cotton head, light, all that shit you didn't talk. The meth head, they kept calling her meth head, the bitch with the blue hair, they wouldn't stand her, or neither one of her or that other messy bitch didn't stand in their shit. I ain't got no respect for that. Neither one of them stood in their shit. They said, backtracking. Bitch, it only been 10 minutes. Well, I don't know if you were really a slut. I mean, I was just going by what I seen. Claudia said, when did you see me acting like a slut on the television show? Well, I didn't. See, you sound and you look stupid, bitch. You're raggedy. Raggedy. And then the blue hair bitch, come to find out, she gonna ask Claudia, well, the money, was it good? Was the money worth all the other stuff? And she's like, well, it depends on where you are and what you're being paid, And he said, oh, well, I was homeless. Really? So you're a homeless bitch that has so much to say about folks. Girl, shut the fuck up, honey. I didn't have no use for neither one of them two. They both made themselves look absolutely foolish on television. You're over here talking all this shit, and then you're not even willing to stand in it. Fuck it. You said some fucked up shit. They're here. Psh, whatever. Laura Govan came out there and let their ass have. She let the old raggedy bitch have it. She told her, listen, I had just had my 4th baby. So that's the whole thing about my weight gain and weight loss. I just had a 4th baby. And I think in 5 years, they were like all real, like her kids were like stair steps. And she's like, I stayed with that man and they're all by the same man. And I was with that man longer than most people are married. it was. Well, I said, see, now what do you have to say? Oh, well, just shut up, bitch. Just shut up, because you raggedy. And you done got busted. And now you looking foolish. It'd been different if she just raggedy and just stood in it, but you was raggedy and now you look foolish. Just shut the fuck up. Anyway, so I thought that was pretty funny. And it was brilliant, the way that was done. Carlos, you did good with that girl. That was funny. Well, after they finished all that, then we got the mouth of the South came up, honey. And it's New York comes into the room and they're all like, oh my God. And they spring her on them. She had a different gown on. It was a cute gown, but of course, New York has this way. You know how you could take a person from the projects and you could put her into a $50 million gown and it just don't do a thing for her. That's New York. That's what New York gives me. And then you could take a bitch that's really classy and put her in a $10 gown and she make the gown look like everything. New York ain't got that. That's just not in her. Whatever the gown, you could tell the gown wasn't no cheap. It wasn't cheap or raggedy gown. But it just, every time, she just makes things just look downgraded to me. And it ain't not that I don't like her or anything. But like I said, it was a nice gown. But on her, it just looked like she should have been on the beach. And she just all raggedy bitch. But she came in and she just can't. I mean, she's just so damn extra. And she was carrying on, and you can see she's already talking shit. I'm here. I'm the HBIC, and girl, she gonna get on everybody's nerves. She's gonna get on their nerves, and I promise you, these people that Laura. I can see Laura getting into it with her. I can see Claudia getting into it with her. I can see these things are going to happen, John. I cannot wait. I am so here for it. Because some people just ain't going to go for New York shit. They're going to let her know you are not the shit and have not been the shit in a very long time. You did good for what you were. But bitch, go sit down. Go sit down. So it's going to be interesting. That's it. That was what went on the first episode. There was a whole lot. But I'm here for it, and I'll be sitting watching this shit. TV1 finally got a good show other than Unsung. Oh, yes, I meant that with all sarcasm. Anyway, all right, y'all. So thumbs up, thumbs down. You know how that all works, and I'll catch up with you guys next week. Bye, guys. Are you listening? Damn.